मंजिलें बड़ी जिद्दी होती हैं, हासिल कहाँ नसीब से होती हैं, मगर वहां तूफान भी हार जाते हैं जहां कश्तियां जिद पर होती हैं. Namaskar, welcome to PT Pointers, and in this video we are going to cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, Press Information Bureau and Live Mint. So without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. And our first headline is related to Women's Reservation Bill, जो कि recently लोकसभा में इंट्रोड्यूस हो चुका है, and it provides 33% reservation to women in Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies. अगर हम background की बात करें तो attempts to create a quota for women have been ongoing since the mid 1990s, and the recent bill proposes to introduce two new articles, and these are 330A and 332A in the Constitution, and these new provisions will introduce the changes for Lok Sabha and assemblies respectively. अगर हम objectives की बात करें तो the bill is aimed at enabling greater participation of women in policy making at state and national levels, because role of women is extremely important for achieving the goal of India becoming a developed country by 2047. And अगर हम बिल के implementation की बात करें तो it will be implemented after 2026 delimitation. Now what is delimitation? So friends, it means the act or process of fixing limits or boundaries of constituencies in a country to represent changes in population. And do you know friends, women MPs constitute a mere 15% of the Lok Sabha and only account for about 10% of members in many state assemblies. Our next headline is related to simultaneous polls, and ये न्यूज में अभी इसलिए है क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट set up a panel under the leadership of former President of India Ramnath Kovind to look into the feasibility of simultaneous polls to state assemblies and the Lok Sabha. And in this context, Law Ministry has outlined 7 terms of reference for the panel, and one of them is to examine and recommend if the constitutional amendments required to facilitate simultaneous elections would require ratification by the states. And do you know friends, Article 368 of the Constitution governs the process of amending the Constitution, and constitutional provisions that require ratification by states in order to be amended are specifically listed in the proviso to Article 368 subclause 2 and pertain to federal structure of the Constitution, and they are as follows. If there is a change in the provisions regarding elections to the post of President of India, if there is a change in the extent of the executive power of the union or the state governments, if there is any change in the provisions regarding union judiciary or high courts, if the distribution of legislative and administrative powers between the unions and state is affected, and if any of the list in the 7th schedule is affected, and if the representation of state in the parliament is changed, and if Article 368 itself is amended. And do you know friends, the concept of one nation, one election in India aims to synchronize elections for the Lok Sabha and state assemblies. Now recently government announced to institute the Rashtriya Vigyan Puraskar, which will comprise 56 prizes to facilitate scientists, technologists and innovators. It will comprise 3 Vigyan Ratna, 25 Vigyan Shri and 25 Vigyan Yuva Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar and 3 Vigyan Team Awards. There are no age limits for any prizes except the Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar, for which recipients must be 45 years or younger. And these prizes will be awarded annually for physics, chemistry, biological sciences, mathematics, computer science, earth science, medicine, engineering science, agricultural science, environmental science, technology and innovation, atomic energy, space science and technology, and others. And these awards will be announced annually on May 11th, which is a National Technology Day, and it will be awarded on National Space Day on August 23rd. Now, recently, World Health Organization released its first ever report on devastating global impact of high blood pressure. The report shows approximately 4 out of 5 people with hypertension are not adequately treated, but if countries can scale up coverage, 76 million deaths could be averted between 2023 and 2050. The report highlighted that older age and genetics can increase the risk of having high blood pressure, but modifiable risk factors such as eating high salt diet, not being physically active, and drinking too much alcohol can also increase the risk of hypertension, and lifestyle changes like eating a healthier diet, quitting tobacco, and being more active can help lower blood pressure. And prevention, early detection, and effective management of hypertension are amongst the most cost effective interventions in healthcare, and it should be prioritized by countries as part of their national health benefit package offered at primary care level. Now, recently, Azerbaijan announced an anti terrorist operation targeting Armenian military positions in Nagorno-Karabakh region. Now, let's know more about the region. So, friends, it is landlocked and mountainous region falling within the boundaries of Azerbaijan, and it hosts a predominantly ethnic Armenian population with an Azeri minority. It is located in the South Caucasus region, and it is roughly made of modern-day Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Georgia. And this region was under ethnic Armenian control since 1994, end of separatist war, but Azerbaijan regained the territories and parts of Nagorno-Karabakh itself in 6-week war in 2020. The 9-point agreement in 2020 was signed by Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Russia, and it imposed an immediate ceasefire timeline for withdrawal from Azerbaijan's occupied regions and the introduction of Russian peacekeepers. However, this failed to initiate a peace agreement because it altered the power balance between two countries and lacked clarity on several issues, resulting in subsequent ceasefire violations on both the sides. Our next headline is related to Bima Sugam, which is an online platform where customers can choose suitable scheme from multiple options given by various companies, and all insurance requirements, including those for life, health, and general insurance, including motor and travel, will be met by Bima Sugam. It will help in the settlements of claims, whether it's health coverage or death claims, in a paperless manner on the basis of policy numbers. Our next headline is related to ENAM, which stands for National Agriculture Market, and it is a pan-India electronic trading portal which was launched in 2016, and it networks the existing APMC mandis to create a unified national market for agricultural commodities. It is managed by Small Farmers Agri-Businesses Consortium under the aegis of Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Our next headline is related to पंडित दीनदयाल उपाध्याय नेशनल वेलफेयर फंड फॉर स्पोर्ट्स पर्संस, जो कि इंप्लीमेंट किया जा रहा है मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स एंड यूथ अफेयर्स के द्वारा, एंड इट इज एम्ड एट प्रोवाइडिंग फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस टू आउटस्टैंडिंग स्पोर्ट्स पर्संस, coaches and their family members, and it was formulated to help sports persons who play well but are from poor and needy family, and it provides medical treatment, injuries, procurement of sports equipments, participation in national and international sports event. Now recently government launched Kisan Rin Portal and Weather Winds Manual. Kisan Rin Portal will serve as integrated hub to offer a comprehensive view of farmer data, loan disbursement specifics, interest subvention claims, and scheme utilization progress. And Wind stands for Weather Information Network Data System, and it leverages advanced weather data analytics to provide stakeholders with actionable insights on weather for informed decision making in agriculture. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening. And for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.